chapter 9. It's quite a major chapter. Verse 1 starts that God blessed Noah and his sons, and said to them. Is this the first time that God has spoken to his sons?
There's debate around this as to whether it was God speaking directly to his sons, or whether it was God speaking to Noah and Noah then conveying that message to his sons. Because somebody who God divinely speaks to and then carries out the instructions of God is a prophet. Noah is obviously deemed to be a prophet in the line of the ancient tradition. Shem, Ham and Japheth are not, as I understand it, deemed to be prophetic individuals. Verse 8, and God spoke unto Noah and to his sons with him. So you get that parallel there as well. There's a commentary called Tur HaAroch, and it says, God said to Noah and to his sons with him. It says, God spoke to Noah's sons, using their father as his intermediary. Sons had not attained the spiritual level which qualified them to be addressed by God in their own right.
Right.
So Noah is used as an intermediary, as that prophetic voice. So there is a bit of discussion around that. Straight reading of it in the English, you could say, yep, you could imagine God speaking to a collective of people, i.e. Noah and his 3 boys.
The injunction that follows makes sense if God is speaking to all of them. God says, be fruitful and multiply. He could say that to Noah. He was a fairly youngish man. He was only a couple of 300 years old.
I guess if I give you an instruction which you're then going to convey to other people, I would say to you, Mark, you are to tell them, be fruitful and multiply. I'm talking to you. These are the words which you now need to pass on. Mark, be fruitful and multiply. And so you would then go off and speak to this other group and say, God has said, be fruitful and multiply. So it's whether or not Noah was being used as an intermediary between God and his sons, who we could then say is humanity writ large, or whether God was directly addressing them. It may not mean very much in terms of how we read it, but I guess it means something perhaps in shadows and types, that there is an intermediary between God and humanity. From a Christian perspective, which obviously I would come from, you're always looking at shadows and types, and you're always looking to say, okay, so we've got an intermediary between God and humanity, and who is that intermediary between God and humanity in the Christian faith? Well, it's the person of Jesus, because God manifests himself in human form.